Here is the 2010 to 2015 Hyundai Tucson. Before we get started though, let me give a quick shout out to Naya Motors Inc. for letting us use the car today to film the videos. They are a used car dealer here in Ottawa, Canada. Check out the link in description for their entire inventory. Now let's go ahead and get started. Open the driver's side door. Now right there at the bottom on the left side you'll find the primary hood release lever. Pull it in front of the vehicle, right on top of that Hyundai emblem there. That's where the secondary hood release lever is. Put two fingers in there and push it up. Push it up and lift up the hood. This hood requires a prop rod to stay in place, so grab the rod and put it in that slot with the arrow marking it and let it go. Once the hood is open, that right there, the yellow dipstick, that's the one for the engine oil, and that's where you fill up oil from if you have to. But before we fill up oil, we need to know what the oil level should be, right? So let's check the oil level first. Now when you're checking the oil level, make sure the engine is warm, because as the engine oil heats up, it expands, and that can change the oil level reading a little bit on the dipstick. Also make sure the car is on a level ground like this, not on a driveway or with an incline on it, not on a sloped driveway, because that's going to change the oil level on the dipstick as well. And you will need a piece of rag to wipe the oil off the dipstick when you're done. Let's go ahead, pull the dipstick out, just pull it out straight, and once it comes out, we'll wipe it off, put it back in, get a fresh reading, and go from there. But before we do that, let's just stop here. You see there are two markings on the dipstick. L stands for low or minimum, and F is F for maximum. The oil level should be between low and full. If it's below low, that means there's not enough oil, and above F, that means there's too much oil, and even too much oil can cause a variety of problems. Put the dipstick back in all the way, and now let's pull it out and get a fresh reading. In this case, the oil level is just about the F mark, just a little bit over that, so that's okay. So in this case, we don't need to take off any oil, and we don't need to add any oil. Oil is just where it should be. Once you're done, let's wipe the dipstick and let's put it back in. Now when you're putting the dipstick back in, make sure it goes in all the way like this. See that? It goes in and then push it, and now it's secured in place. That's good. Now if you did have to add oil, we don't have to, but if you had to add oil, just make sure you don't add too much oil. So check the oil level, then add a little bit oil, then check again, and then add a little bit more. It's a lot easier to add more oil as opposed to taking off oil if you added way too much, right? It's just way too much work. Now what kind of oil do we need? It says it right there on it, 5W20. Just as it should say on the bottle, 5W20. Now if you cannot find 5W but you put 0W20, that's okay. But the 20 part, it should be matching. Now let's go ahead, I'll show you how to open up the oil filler cap. And this oil filler cap is normally easy, but it could be stuck like this one. So you may even have to use a towel to help you to twist it left. You may even have to use both your hands to twist it left, and that's okay, because sometimes the oil and dirt and everything gets over there and gets it stuck. Twist it left, and see it's got a lot of dirt and gunk over there, so just wipe it off. Make sure none of that goes in the engine, and add the oil in. When you're done, let's just put the cap back on, twist it right, and wait for one click. You hear that? Let me do it again. That's it. In order to close the hood, first take load off the prop rod, so push it, get the prop rod out of there, put it back in its place, secure it, lower the hood, and slam it shut. Hope you found it useful.